A little bit beside myself. Beside myself right now. So this car wash, they originally sent me the wrong part. I drove all the way up there. Drove up there, yay, doing the happy dance. They had COVID. I shouldn't say that. They had the sickness. And so I was up there, had the place to myself. It was great. Come to find out, I had the wrong part. So on my travels back, I called them. The guy says, I can see the number that was supposed to be ordered, and they didn't put that number in, so you got the wrong part. Okay. Yay. So this really is not my fault, not my problem. Like, please, you know, I'm already got time, gas, money invested into this. Send it to me, because they're like had 2 or 3 days before they were going to reopen with the sickness being gone. And so I wanted to get in there, because otherwise I have to wait for a rain day, which is like impossible. I have to wait, or I have to do it after hours, which is a bummer, because I, you know, would like to spend time with my family. So I don't get nothing. And this has been 3 weeks, and they were supposed to next day air it. So I called a week and a half or whatever later, and said, hey, what's going on? I talked to a real nice lady. She said, I don't know. She said, I can see it. Let me get back to you. Okay. So she said, somebody will email you. Okay. So, you know, a couple days go by, still no email. I keep thinking about it. You know how it is when you're busy, you're hustling, you're bouncing these, you know, ideas are going through your brain, you know, and then it's like, I'll check tonight. I'll do it tonight. You know, it just doesn't happen. Supposedly I heard that they actually extended their closure. They stayed closed longer. So I kind of was like, you know, whatever, who cares? So now they were closed. I still don't get nothing. So now I get bugged by the secretary. Not really bugged, but she notifies me that they want to know where the part is. Valid. That's understandable. But I'm looking like the criminal here. So I said, let me make a phone call. So I make a phone call. I get on there with another nice lady. I don't think it was the same lady. Who knows? And I told her, I said, so last time I said it had to be that somebody was supposed to email me. Nobody emailed me. She goes, I'm checking the tracking number. It shows it was sent out November 12th. Now I'm confused if it was the first one old. I said November 12th. I said it's November 30th right now. I said November 12th, next day air. Even if it's not even next day air, it's 2 day, 3 day, or whatever. All the stuff going on, whatever. It's just, it should be here by now. She looks it up. She knows right away. She goes, UPS lost it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, I understand that this stuff happens, but you know, this is just one of those things. You know, we've gotten too big. You know what I mean? And things just, it ain't mom and pa's really concerned about you or this or that, or you know, it makes me sick that I don't expect them to. They're a big company, you know, and UPS is the same, but it's just what a blunder we are in right now. It's just very disappointing. So the worst part though is I look like the bad dude that didn't get the part delivered, and then I have no idea. So I'm supposed to have somebody else call me, even though they're going to give me the free shipping on it, which is like $140 for them to next day air it. But they have to have my credit card. So I am so confused behind the scenes. They gave me a case number, but here's the thing. Who's realistically going to go behind and watch all these transactions? And then I'm going to bill for whatever, $500, $600, $800, whatever this is going to cost now. The customer's going to look at me cross-eyed and go, you know, it cost that much, you know, and I'm like, dude, I had to go up there. It wasn't my fault. They gave me the wrong part. Yeah, but I wish there was a better way to explain it to the mathematical form of how things interact. And sometimes I'm almost thinking about just doing new commercial installs, because at least if you fail on one door, you typically have another door to go to or something, and there's more work there for guys, and it's just brand new. You normally just work through it. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but sometimes just it's hard. Service can be good at times when you can just be on the clock and billing and the hourly and all that, but woo, man, this one's really going south. Really going south. And it's totally out of my hands. UPS lost a part. The Liftmaster sent me the wrong part the first time. And they're going to get my credit card again. So how much is this thing really going to cost me? So when I send the customer a bill for even 5 or 6 or whatever the number is, and I still have $400 in material or material that I paid for that got screwed up in the system because they're just going to run the card or whatever, and they got somebody that's just, you know how it is. If you ever done this before, you know how it is. And so it's just a little irritating. I'm a little bit beside myself. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm irritated with the situation. And like the lady said, she says typically when one of these orders go south, they go real south, and yours is one that went really south. And I said, I would agree. I would totally agree. So that's my little rant for today. It'll all be good. We'll get them eventually fixed up, but the weather's changing. They're getting cold, and they got to have, the cars will come in, and I get it. I get the guys don't want to deal with it. Just hang in there. Just hang in there, guys and girls. We'll be okay. I think the door is somewhat moving by hand, but what a pain in the butt. Thanks. Take care. Subscribe. Like. Love. Care. Don't pollute. Don't pee in the rivers. Be a good boy, Johnny. So at the car wash, I finally made it back. I don't know how long it took. I know it took a month or two, it feels like. So this bottom section is falling apart. As we can see, it's getting smushed. It's just got some damage. The glass is what's really expensive on this door. So if we can salvage the glass, I think we're good. The intermediate section looks okay. The top section is getting to be, it's got a rip on the top, and you can't see it from here, but the way it's pulling on it, it really needs one of those full brackets. You know, it goes underneath the strut and then down. Even if we don't do that, it really, I don't know which way I'd go with it yet, but it really could almost even use, it could use a second, I feel like it could use a second strut. Maybe 2-3 inches, I'm not 100% sure, but it's just getting on the verge of, I ended up twisting that top bracket back. So I think the door's got some more life in it, but I think it could use, and I feel like I would just bring everything hardware. It might not even hurt just to change out the rollers. Oh, what do we got here? This one. And this one is getting, I thought that was a crack, but it's not. But I already changed the bottom roller, so I think I ended up bringing, and that top, the top over here is delaminating too. See how it's separating? Can you see that right there? Look right there. It's separating it. So we got the opener working finally, and everything else looks okay except for this top section and I would say the bottom. So I'd say that's about it. Oh, another thing too, just as a side note, we should this wall button is not working so good. This thing never seems like it works. I really what I'd like to do is almost like to cut the wires out of it and everything and raise it up, maybe to keep it out of the elements. This thing, it just seems like it fails all the time. Set of photo eyes wouldn't be a bad idea just to bring if we got time. They're obviously not doing so good. They've gotten abused. I mean, the brackets are all broke. It's just not looking good. So anyways, I'm super duper. I put some electrical tape on it just to hold it on here for now. I don't have any on the truck. So otherwise it's looking good. Opener went back together. If there's going to be a failure point, it's going to be, I'll tell you what's going on with this thing. This thing is super duper tight. I literally had to put the master on backwards, which I normally don't do. I want to make sure the next guy, which will probably be me, can get easy access to it, but it was so tight. It was just so tight. I don't know how to explain it. It was so tight. And come to think of it, I got to tighten those screws. If I loosen those screws, there's no give in this thing. This is not slotted, so that doesn't help. I'll get you a little farther back. There's nothing in here for slack. I almost was going to go get a half link, but you know how that is. It's going to be probably too loose. So I think that's probably why that shaft broke. So here it is. Look at, just snapped right off. Virgin, haven't even touched it. It's right where that little ground down spot is. It just snapped right in half. So we're gonna have to install the new part. We'll get it fixed up. So if I wanted to be a good doobie, I'd have another one on stock, because this one took forever to get. But I guess if it lasts this many years, it'll probably last a few more. Let's take a look. It is, the date on it is 13, I think so. Yeah, it shows 13 back there. 2013. All right, I gotta tighten that up. I'm gonna get out of here. We made it to the end of the video. Let me first just say, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. If you're curious how the Marantec opener's been working just fine. Still slow, but I know it's the cheapest version. But it just keeps on working, which is good. So, in conclusion with this car wash door, there's something that I want to say. There's something that keeps running through my head with my customer on this with his overall locations, let's just say. And it almost makes me want to change my tune. A lot of my car wash and, well, mostly the car wash customers have always wanted to, they always seem like they want to buy the cheap, right? They always want to buy the non-insulated door or insulated, but it's not a car wash door. It's not made for the elements, right? But, you know, it's kind of one of those things, the older I get, the more I might realize why they do it. And I almost encourage them to do it. And the reason being is because you think about it, you know, that car wash door, think about how much time and what a pain in the butt that thing was. For whatever the bill's going to be, I could have probably darn near for no more than, I don't know, maybe $300, $400, $600 the most. $600, way the most. Probably more like $300-400. I could have installed the whole new opener, is my guess, for what time now I got invested into this thing. Now, granted, you know, labor-wise, it'd make my life miserable because I got to drill into the concrete. I got to deal with all the rusty bolts and all that kind of stuff. But it's just one of those things that makes you think about where that opener was built for the elements, right? It was made for that environment. It was created for that situation. It's very capable of doing what it's supposed to be doing in that situation. It's not in high, I mean, it gets a mist, right? It gets mist of water and stuff, but it's not like it's on the ground where it's getting the salt, the chemicals, the acid, all that stuff. I mean, he's got another location that he's got a regular, was it MT on it? It's a trolley, Liftmaster, medium duty that we installed probably about the same amount of years ago, and it looks like garbage. The cabinet on it is all rusted. I mean, you look at it and you go, how does that thing even keep running? But it keeps running, and it just works. Now, granted, it ain't gonna probably last as long, but you think about this. I mean, this was, what, 2013, I said? So 13 to 2020, you know, it didn't get a super duper long life out of it, I think. And I know it's had some glitches in it, which I think is the wall button, if I remember back. I don't think we've tore into this yet. But sometimes what I notice is when you go with these garage door openers, kind of just across the board, it could be Genie, it could be Liftmaster, as I notice this trend that when you steer away from the production line stuff, the stuff that they just slam out every day, it's like they try to merge two different worlds. Like a different company will come in and they'll try to, like, Cookson was a good one. Cookson and Liftmaster built fire doors, and they were like, you open up the cat and it was just wires just in your face, you know, and you're just like, where do I start? And it's very complicated to get with the technicians on it, technical support. So, I don't know. I'm a little bit beside myself. Now the fact, too, that chain's tight on there, I hope it lasts. I mean, I guess maybe they get another 5 or 6 years. You know, it's okay. But it's just weird to think about. And there's no adjustment. It's almost like they go, it works. We're not going to put the time into putting slots into it and this and that and making it adjustable in the field. It works and it's good. It's, you know, it makes do, you know, and I don't know. It's just kind of weird when you think about stuff. So sometimes when I think about garage doors, when it comes to these car washes, I've had them before where they, basically the car wash dealers and stuff or guys, owners, they'll say, Dave, look, I go install a $10,000, $15,000 garage door. Customer hits it, employee, you know, runs it up and down, smashes it to death. You know, if I get 5 or 10 years out of a, you know, what, $1,000, $2,000 door, and I got to replace it, so be it. You know, and if they think about it, they get a changeover too, right? So if the building gets updated, siding, whatever, and the garage door, they can kind of give it a fresh look, right? Versus going, gosh, there's that door that I spent, you know, a lot of money on that we got to keep nurturing it and keep it going because I got to get my monies out of it. I got to get my money out of it. So I think it's something about even, it reminds me of like vehicles. You know, you can buy a car that's really good on gas, but when you spend the money, you have to do the math and you look at it and you go, okay, so that car is going to save me 5 miles, you know, a gallon or whatever versus this other vehicle. But, you know, you're spending $80,000 for it and you start thinking, well, I could buy this other vehicle. It doesn't get as good gas mileage, but it's 40,000. And you have to do the math for what the gas is and go, how many years, you know, could I be, you know, basically saving that money, you know, without, you know, paying the payment and saving in gas. You know, it's one of those ratios that you got to kind of figure out. It's just weird how things work that way. So anyways, I'm glad the car wash is working. It was a sloppy, joppy day that I had to drive there, but I'm glad we got it running. I had to wait till it was snowing and blowing to do it, but it's over, it's done. I hope it keeps working good for them. Hopefully we can get some new parts for it and we can get, you know, salvage that door so I can get a little more life out of it. But we'll see. So anyways, hope you guys are doing great. We're getting close to the end of the year, so we'll see how things go. I think next year is going to be the year that we're going to see a lot of stuff come to fruition. Is that the word? You know, this year we got a lot of things that got papered over. So next year might be, you know, depending, I don't know who's going to be our president. Do you know who's going to be our president? I sure don't. But it's going to be crazy. So hopefully everybody's doing good. Everybody stay healthy. And we'll see you on the next one. Like on the way out. And subscribe if you're not a subscriber. We'd love to have you here. I love reading your guys' comments. I love learning stuff from you guys. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So anyways, I'm getting out of here. I'm going back in where it's warm. So we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.